All right, let's go ahead and look at your quiz. My guess is you have a test tomorrow, so I wanted to go ahead and wish you well in your test tomorrow. Now, I'm going to try to solve this entire thing in 15 minutes allotted by YouTube, so bear with me here. All right, number one says, let me erase that, if f of x is negative 3x plus 4, what is f of 5? Now, f of 5 means I just take 5 and I plug it in for x. So it's negative 3. Now, instead of times x, it's times 5 plus 4. What is negative 3 times 5? Well, that's easy. That's negative 15 plus 4. Negative 15 plus 4, same or different signs. Those have different signs, so I will subtract these two and keep the sign of the larger number. Now, negative 15 is bigger than 4, so it's negative, and then 15 minus 4, 11. B is the correct answer, number 1. Number 2, assume f of x is 1/2 x minus 3. 1/2 x minus 3. Now, dilate f of x by a scale factor of 6. Dilate, that means multiply. Whenever you see the words dilate, you want to multiply by a factor of 6. Now I need to multiply everything by 6. Everything by 6. So g of x, which is going to be the new transformed f of x version, is 1/2 times 6. Now 1/2 times 6 is the same thing as 1/2 of 6. What's half of 6? That'd be 3x. Negative 3 times 6 minus 18. What's the answer, number 2? C is the answer, number 2. Let's move on. Number 3, assume that f of x is 3x plus 6. f of x equals 3x plus 6. What happens to the y-intercept, which is b, so it was at 6, after reflection across the x-axis? Reflecting x will change everything. Everything. So it becomes negative 3x and minus 6. Now, you may be tempted to say, okay, it went from 6 to negative 6, so it went down 6 units. It did not go down 6 units. It went from positive 6 to negative 6. So it had to cross 0 in order to get there. It went down 12 units. Okay, it went down 12 units. 6 minus negative 6 is like 6 plus 6, which is the 12. Please, please, please don't get confused and put that it went down 6, because it really went down 12, from positive 6 down to negative 6. Number 4, if f of x is 2x minus 8, is translated right 4. So you got to remember, going right means two things. First of all, it means you subtract and inside the parentheses. Okay, you want to subtract inside the parentheses. So g of x is now going to equal 2 times the quantity x minus 4 minus 8. This is 2x minus 4, but now when we go right 4 units, that tells me right there x minus 4. Right 4 units means x minus 4. Can I use the distributive property? I see 2x minus 8 minus 8. Can I combine like terms? Be careful, guys. Negative 8 minus 8 have the same signs. So the same signs, you add them and you keep the negative sign. So 2x minus 16, A is the correct answer to number 4. Number 5, if f of x is x to the third minus 4, find the average rate of change for the given interval. So we need to find f of 1, which is going to be equal to 1 to the third minus 4. Well, what's 1 to the third? That's 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. As an ordered pair, this is 1 comma negative 3, x comma y. Similarly, f of 3 is going to be equal to 3 to the third power minus 4. Well, what's 3 times 3? That's 9. What's 9 times 3? That's 27. So 3 to the third is 27. Once again, that's 3 times 3 times 3. 27 minus 4, 23. As an ordered pair, 3 comma 23. Now, to find the average rate of change. Average rate of change is just simply a fancy word for what? Slope. Okay, so we're trying to find the slope between these 2 points. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, what's 23 minus a negative 3? That's like 23 plus 3, which is 26 over, what's 3 minus 1? 2. What's 26 divided by 2? 13. The answer to number 5 is C, 13. Number 6, over which of the following intervals is the average rate of change, once again, slope, equal to 0? So you need to remember that a line that has a slope equal to 0 looks something like not that. It looks something like this, okay? Perfectly flat. A flat line has a slope of 0. So let's go through each one of these. A is that from negative 2 to 0. So when x is negative 2, we're down here. When x is 0, we're right here. That obviously is a positive sloping line, so that cannot be the answer. So A is gone. Let's look at B. Negative 2, okay, once again, negative 2 is right there. There's the x value, negative 2, so there's where it crosses. And 1 is right here. Once again, that is also a positive sloping line, so that can't be it either. Let's try C. From -1, so -1 right here, to +1 right here. Uh-oh, ding, 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 ding. Your slope, if I can draw a straight line, boom. That's not perfectly straight, but you get the idea. It is a horizontal line at a y value of -1. So your answer, there you go, it's a little better. Your answer is, in fact, C, because it goes from -1 to +1. Now, let me just show you, just to make sure we're all on the same page here, though, that D is not right because at 0, it's right here, and at 2, it's down here. So that's a negative sloping line between these 2 points. Number 7, find the average rate of change of the given interval. So from -3 to 5. Okay, so you don't worry about these things. Don't worry about that point. Don't worry about that point. Don't worry about that point. You only care about from -3 to 5. So you went from 5 to 4. So remember, it's change in the y over change in the x. From 5 to 4, so it must have gone down 1. I went from -3 to 5. Now be careful, this is actually going up 8. Up 8. So my slope is -1 over 8. Remember, -3 to 5, you're actually going up 8, not up 2. So the answer is -1/8, which was B as in boy. Let's see how much time we're at right here. 6 minutes. I'm flying through this bad boy. Write the equation of a line for g of x if f of x graph below is reflected across the y. So in order to do this question, you remember the y-axis is this one right here. Okay? So I want to reflect it across that y-axis. Now, my y-intercept right here is at +2. And it looks like I go down to here. So to me, it looks like this equation, the original equation, b equals 2. I go from here to here. I go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. M is -3. So the f of x, the original equation, is -3x plus 2. Now, if I'm going to, there are a couple ways you can do this. You reflect across the y, and remember that g of x only changes the slope. So +3x keeps the y-intercept the exact same. Think about it. If you reflected across this axis right here, would this point change at all? No, it would not change. It would stay right there. This point would come over here. This point would come over here. And your line would be right here. Okay, this is your line. Positive slope and positive y-intercept. So the correct answer is it has a +3x slope, or +3 slope, and +2 as the y-intercept. There's your answer. There's 2 different ways of doing that question. Number 9. Which of the following tables best represents the function -3 times 2 to the 0? Guys, let me encourage you to start off with the easy one. So don't worry about the -1 if you have a bunch of different points. So maybe start off when x is 0, what y is. So -3 times 2 to the 0 is going to give me -3 times, what's 2 to the 0? Well, anything at all raised to the 0 power is always 1. So -3 times 2 to 1 is -3. So let's go through each one and see which ones have 0, -3. 0, -3, A is good. 0, 1, boom, B is gone. 0, -2, boom, C is gone. 0, 0, boom, B is gone. A must be the right answer. If you don't believe me, try finding f of 1 and see what you get. You get -3 times 2 to the 1 power. Well, what's 2 to the 1? That's just 2. That's easy. So what's -3 times 2? -6. So I would expect to see -1, or sorry, +1. Sorry, +1, -6. Well, does it have 1, -6? It surely does. It's got to be right. Number 10. What is the equation for f of x graph below? Now, notice it gives you an ordered pair, 0, 2. So what I would do is go through each one and see which ones have a y-intercept of 0, 2. So A would be -2 times 3 to the 0. What's 3 to the 0? That's 1, so it's going to go away, which is -2. This one's at +2, though, so that can't be right. Here we have 2 times 1/3 to the 0. Well, what's 1/3 of the 0? It's 1, so it goes away, so it's 2. So B is good. C, 3 times 2 to the 0. 2 to the 0 goes away because it's 1, and you get 3. Boom, C is gone. And D, 2 times 3 to the 0. Well, 3 to the 0 once again is 1, so it's 2. Okay, so it's between B and D. Let me go ahead and erase these so we can do a little more work. Now that I know it's between B and D, I'm just going to pick another point, like 1, comma, it looks like maybe 4, or I can't really tell. Okay, but something definitely up here, maybe around 6. Probably around 6, if I had to guess. Okay, something big, though. So let's do this one. 2 times 1/3 to the 1. What's 1/3 of the 1? That's just 1/3. 2 times 1/3 is going to give me 2/3. Just so you know, that's about 0.6 repeating. Okay, it's a pretty small number. So I don't think that's right. Let me check letter D, though. 2 times 3 to the 1. Well, 3 to the 1's 3, so 2 times 3 is 6. So 1 comma 6. Is 1 comma 6 on this point? Well, that looks like it's pretty good. Okay, granted, I thought it was maybe 4 or 5, but 6 is definitely a lot closer than 0.6 to what I was thinking. So the answer must be D, as in dog. Number 11, only 2 more questions. If f of x is translated up to form g of x, so f of x is in red, g of x is above it, what is the equation of g of x? Now, one thing I like to notice, the y-intercept, 0, 3. Do not be fooled by a. Okay, this is a little bit of a trick here. If you found the y-intercept of a, 2 to the 0 plus 3 is the same thing. What's 2 to the 0? That's 1 plus 3. So what's the actual y-intercept here? It should have been 4. Okay, so it is not a. Let's try b. 2 to the 0 plus 2 is 1 plus 2. Well, that happens to be 3. So that one's good, right? 0, 3 is good. Guys, think about it. This right here is 2 to the x. Okay, this red line is 2 to the x. You went up 1, 2 points. That's where the plus 2 comes from. All right, so the answer must be B. And finally, the last question. Which of the following situations would be best represented by an exponential function? 850 baby gets an estimated 750 views a day per day on YouTube. Now, that is a linear function, right? I start off with 0. I go to 750. I go to 1500. I keep going. I keep increasing by a constant amount. That's not it. The population of the town has doubled every 10 years. Doubled, that's a pretty good word for means exponential equations, right? That's 2 to the x. That's what doubled means, 2 to the x. Bill starts with $200 in the bank account. That's his B. And adds $20 every week. That is linear. We don't want linear. We want exponential. And Susie wants to evenly divide 100 M&Ms among 5 friends. That answer is 20. That's not very exponential. That's just a problem. So B is the correct answer, number 12. Guys, I wish you luck. This might be the last video I ever make of this entire school year. So hopefully it wasn't too fast. I know I flew through it, but I would like to get home. So y'all have a great day. Good luck tomorrow on your test. I'm sure if you're looking at this video right now, you will do fantastic on your test tomorrow.